What's up, everybody? I want to tell you about Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's one of the easiest ways to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting Anchor on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. So download Anchor, the app, or go to anchor.fm to get started. And I'm a veteran, so let's hear some more military cadences. What's up, family? Here I am back again, talking to you, pushing out some energy that I just don't have. But I'm gonna do it because I like talking to y'all. Let's see. What do we want to talk about tonight? There's always a lot of stuff to talk about. I just want to pick wisely per usual. Let's see what we got here. I've seen some really crazy stuff today on the internet, which isn't shocking. So 3 of the Memphis Fire Department employees were fired for violating protocol in the response to the fatal beating of Tyree Nichols in Memphis. They have been fired, saying they violated numerous of policies and protocols. So, yeah, it's wild. That's still wild. They're saying, allegedly, that one of the officers, so Tyree Nichols, he worked at FedEx with one of the officer's exes, and the officer, I guess, didn't like that she wouldn't take him back, so he retaliated against him, which would even be more cowardly if that's true. That'd be way more cowardly because, not only are you a cop with a gun and have access to pull people over kind of whenever you want. They said they pulled him over for reckless driving, but yet the police chief said they've been searching the cameras and they can't really find the cause. So, and this dude, he was 6'3", in the 100-pound range. That's not even a fair fight. This dude had to be pretty butthurt if he did this over an ex. And the reason why people were saying that this allegedly happened is because the ex has come out and said that he sent her a picture of Tyree. So if that is the case too, that's just even more weak, man. I mean, it gives the name to cops needing to feel like heroes or something, because this is not a fair fight. So Chicago prosecutors are dropping the R. Kelly sex abuse charges. They announced Monday they'll be dropping sex abuse charges against R. Kelly and his convictions and 2 counts that he will be locked up. The 2 convictions he has ensures that he'll be locked up for decades. Mr. Kelly is looking at the possibility of never walking out of prison again. We believe justice has been served. So they're dropping their case on that. So by some miracle, it could be, he's going to need his lawyers to work really good. Marilyn Manson, the beautiful people, bah, bah, is facing a lawsuit after being accused of sexually assaulting a minor. Less than a week after Manson settled one sexual assault lawsuit, the plaintiff in the most recent lawsuit, identified as Jane Doe, claims that Manson, I don't know what they spelled it, Mason for some reason, began assaulting her when she was 16 and continued for years. Interscope Music Publishing and Nothing Records, who previously represented the musician, are also named as the defendants, as Joe claims they knew about Manson's behavior and did nothing to stop it. There is also a 6th officer that was relieved of duty in the Tyree Nichols beating. He was the one that tased him. Um, let's see what else we got here. King Charles is reportedly negotiating to have Prince Harry and Meghan at the coronation despite the ongoing family feud. You know, who cares? Like, who freaking cares? Let's see what else we got here. I've seen something. Let's see. Flavor Flav says he spent nearly $2,400 a day on narcotics over the span of 6 years. This is definitely not shocking at all. But, yeah. YouTube's top creator, Mr. Beast, funds surgeries that helped 1,000 blind people see again. That's pretty cool. Mr. Beast is using his fame for good. Okay, what else? Biden plans to end COVID-19 public health emergency in May. So Amber Rose says, yo, whose butt do I gotta eat to get tickets to the Super Bowl? And she's getting a lot of answers. Like, people, even Russell Simmons, was already in trouble for all kind of stuff, even chimed in and said he has tickets. So she put herself out there. So, you know, if you see Amber Rose at the Super Bowl, you know she ate somebody's butt to get there. Just FYI, don't kiss her, because booty was eaten. Let's see what else we got here. I seen this crazy, what I'm looking for is this crazy story that I seen about Jake Paul on here, which is kind of gross. I don't even know if you guys should want to watch this, but I'm gonna make you watch it or listen to it because it was gross and funny. But you guys might be in luck because I don't know if I can find it because I saw it earlier. Let's see here. Let's see what I found. If not, I'll just have to tell you an account. But it was pretty funny. It's funny and gross. Because, you know, in this society, everybody tells everything that they've ever done. Okay, here it is. So, OnlyFans model says she licked poop off of Jake's Paul's finger doing a wild threesome.
Paul stuck his fingers up her ass 10 minutes after she took a shit, and he put them in my mouth, and I sucked it off, and I said, like,
I didn't know it was Jake Paul.
And the whole room smelled like shit afterward. Basically, I'm a rider. You know, I didn't enjoy the taste of her shit.
What did it taste like? Could you compare it to a food?
It tasted exactly how it smells. Jake Paul stuck his fingers up.
Dude. Is that not nasty? Like, is this... I mean, this is what they do these days, but this is kind of crazy. I just can't. You know what I mean? I mean, this is when I would have to say I really must be a prude. So Laverne and Shirley star Cindy Williams is dead at 75. You guys will have to Google that because honestly, I don't know which one is Shirley. But yeah, she passed away. I did used to watch that show, but I don't know which one is Shirley. I think we're going to jump into story time because I got a lots of it. And the other news is just too depressing. So let's aim to keep it light. Like I always say, I listen to the stories when you guys listen to it. So we'll see what we got here.
Another good one for you. Child support was declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. Supreme Court decisions are a judge's Achilles heel. It is their death knell. When you find Supreme Court decisions supporting your case, it's a wrap. Okay, let me read it to you. It's delicious. Okay, child support was declared unconstitutional in a Minnesota Supreme Court ruling for violating the separation of powers required by the Minnesota Constitution in Article 3, Section 1. Further, child support agencies' actions are also unconstitutional due to lack of probable cause. You don't even have to find case law. Just quote everything that I just said, put that in a notice, and send that to the clerk of court. And notate your case number if it's in the court, or send it to the child support agency with your case number with the child support agency or the court. It's a wrap. It's a thing of beauty. But yes, you can learn how to legally close your own child support case by holding the child support agency accountable to their own laws. It's just that simple, y'all. Go to my website. It's ameliasutton.com. Please remember to do all of the button things. I'm giving you all of this great knowledge, free tips, and this is your way to support me. And it encourages me to keep coming back and doing more. Yeah.
So if any of y'all want to try to get y'all child support cases closed, it's been ruled unconstitutional by the Supreme Court in Minnesota. So, have at it. Good luck to you guys out there.
Taxpayer-funded hotel finally couldn't take it anymore. It's total chaos in these hotels. That the migrants are drinking all day, getting into fights, throwing away tons of the daily meals that are being provided to them.
We're going to provide food for people. People may have a different cultural taste for certain foods. We can't do that. We can only provide nutrition, food for people.
So they said the immigrants in New York is kind of acting bougie. So there's that.
Think of it. And binoculars, they never fight. They're very good fighters, the Taliban, but they never fight at night because they don't have binoculars. We have.
So that snippet is hilarious. And Trump, hate or love the guy, he says the most funniest thing. I just can't. I'm pretty sure the Taliban has binoculars, but I love how he says these things and people be like, go ahead and try to go and attack the Taliban at night and see what happens.
Coming live from the pen, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to really meet somebody. Man, skip all that, man. I'm turned, 18 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy. If you can't walk, I'll drag you. Dig what I'm saying? Get at me, man. I need somebody to check on me. See about me, man. You know what I'm saying? Give you a closer view. Yeah, ain't nothing but love. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that was my man. He's from prison. He's in prison. His name is Donnell Parker, Ohio, JPay. He said 18 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy. Come see about me. So if y'all want to see, if y'all ladies, men, if y'all looking for a pen pal or somebody that you want to fall in love with, Donnell Parker is available. He got some swag. He got swag.
Hey y'all, so I'm going to talk about what you've read right here in the title. The story is talking about why I was banned from the US for 5 whole years. My son is in the background, so you may hear a little bit of baby stuff. Just please ignore it, and we're going to see how many parts we can get. Hopefully this is just one part. Okay, so basically I was born in Canada, and when I was 10 years old, my mom decided to move us to the US. Okay, so we moved to the U.S. with no paperwork, no status, nothing. I was able to still go to school because typically you don't have to have a status of any sort to go to school. School is public. So I went to school, and when I moved there, by the way, I was 10 years old. So I said that already. Okay, I was 10 years old. So we lived in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I lived there until I was about 20 years old. I had my daughter when I was 19, and after 10 months after having my daughter, I wanted to. So basically, I was living in Florida all that time, and the rest of my family decided to move back to. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, basically, my family ended up moving back to Canada a few years before I had my daughter. And I decided to stay because I was in a relationship with my daughter's father. I was like, I want to stay. Da, da, da. So when my daughter was 10 months old, I started crying like to my daughter's father, like, I want to go back to Canada. So my daughter's father basically bought me a ticket and said, okay, go see your family. I didn't know anything about immigration or legal status and all that type of stuff at this time. And this was also the first time that I had tried to travel anywhere since basically our mom had brought us to the U.S. I had never gone anywhere else. So my daughter's father got me a ticket to go to Canada with my daughter so that we could introduce her to my family, so that I could introduce her to my family. He was going to stay back. So the ticket was for 2 weeks. I was supposed to stay for 2 weeks. When the 2 weeks ended, I went to the airport. This story is getting long, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me hurry up and wrap it up. Basically, when I got to the airport, they said, you have to establish life here. How are you saying that going back to the U.S. is your home? That can't be your home. So they basically told me that I could not go back to the U.S., that I had to establish life here, meaning I had to be in school, I had to have a home, I had to have a job over 3 months plus. So y'all, I was super shook. But that's not where it ended. I didn't get banned at that point. So at this point, they just send me back and tell me that I have to establish life, come back with paperwork that proves that. But I knew I was not about to do that because my whole life was in Florida. My daughter's father, like everything that I had been living has been in Florida. So it's like, I'm not establishing life here. I want to go back home. So we came back home and we decided to come up with a plan. So this plan is what ended up getting me the actual ban. And then I'm going to tell y'all how I almost got arrested. So stay tuned. There might have to be a part 2, which will wrap it all up. Okay, comment for part 2. I'm going to have to wrap it up because...
No. She basically got banned because she tried to do some felonious stuff, and now they won't let her back in the United States. We're not doing part 2, 3, and 4 with you, little girl.
I am a twin, and my twin hates me. Like, she don't mess with me for real. Like, she don't like me. She always treated her friends like they were her sisters versus me, and then she never even really wanted to claim that we were twins for real. So whenever I see all these videos about these twins, like, being inseparable, how close they are, like, how, like, crazy their bond is, it literally, like, blows my mind because I genuinely can't relate. Like, I don't know. Like, I think the closest representation of what I thought twins were supposed to look like was T and Tamara and Liv and Maddie. Like, that's that. I never really had no real twin representation. So, like, now I get on TikTok and I see all of the twins and I'm like, y'all really, like, close like that for real? How come I didn't get that? Why didn't I sign up for that package? Like, sis, we were preemies. Like, we shared the room together. Like, we was in there. We was locked in. And you don't mess with me for real? Never understood it growing up. Like, I always wanted that close relationship with her, but it never happened. I think the closest we ever really got was, like, when she was pregnant. And it was only for, like, a couple of months that we were that close. Or as close as we had ever been, which was like probably like regular sister close. Whenever I tell people that I'm a twin, they always like, oh my gosh, that must be so cool. Like, y'all gotta be so close. Like, oh my gosh, that's dope. Like, and I'm like, I gotta break the news to them. Like, baby, we're not. We are not. She doesn't like me. So where are my people at? Like, I know that there's people out there. This is TikTok. Like, there's people out there who got twins or who is a twin. And you can understand what I'm saying, because I don't know how I feel about this. It's making me real sad. Real sad. Even though it's supposed to be happy, but I'm sad, because why can't I have that? I'm confused.
Ma'am, I'm going to need to speak to your twin to see the real tea. But no, you're not the only twins that aren't close. I mean, there's plenty of twins that have tried to murder each other. So, yeah, there's that. But I'm going to need to see why your sister says you guys aren't close. But not the dramatic music in the background.
How long before TikTok's banned?
Well, let me tell you what's going on with TikTok. I have a very opinionated explanation for what is going on with TikTok.
Okay.
TikTok was eating Silicon Valley's lunch. They were taking all the ad money from Instagram, from Twitter, from Google. I'd say Google and Instagram and Facebook, just killing it, knocking it out of the fucking park. So look at who is saying, "Oh, it's China and they're tracking everything and the Communist Party." Dude, Facebook tracks you, Google tracks you, everyone fucking tracks you all over the place. But all of a sudden TikTok is a problem? No, it's because they're eating their lunch, and instead of competing, because they've tried, no one can seem to create the TikTok algorithm and the thing that they have going there. It's what people want, the quick hits, the sing-alongs, etc. So they decided to lobby politicians and come up with this scam.
There you go.
I asked for 100,000. How y'all only got 30,000 in the bank? Where my money at?
Soldier Boy, that's called fractional reserve lending. As of March 2020, the banks are no longer required to keep any of your money in reserve. They took your 100K and immediately went and lent it out. While they're getting 10 to 15% on your money, they're only giving you 0.05%, brother. The banking system's corrupt. You're better off taking that money and placing it in an uninterrupted compound interest account, otherwise known as a cash value life insurance policy. That money would be protected from market loss, likely outpace inflation, and grow tax-free for the rest of your life. Don't be like DMX, who died with no life insurance and no will, and left millions in debt for his 15 kids. Seriously, my job is to educate as many people as possible. Click the link in my bio and I'll show you how you can leave a legacy for your kids and your kids' kids.
So if you want to know, his name on TikTok is money.smart, but DMX did do that, but DMX is dead, so I don't think, once you're dead, that's that. But I think it is messed up that this is true with these banks. Like, if you wanted to go pull your money out right now, they won't have to give it to you right away. It's kind of whack.
So I have a twin sister that I stopped talking to when I lost my little brother. My sister is a millionaire. We've always been really, really close. She's always lived like a privileged life. Like, she's had drivers and cooks and nannies, and she travels the world. But even through all that, even though I've been the drug addict and she's been the successful one, we've always maintained a very close relationship. But when my brother died, we stopped talking to each other because she told me that she didn't want to have anything to do with the kids, that she didn't want to hear about the kids, she didn't want to know about their lives. And so if I'm sacrificing my entire life to raise those kids, I have nothing to talk to her about. And so she's going to be coming down, and it's just so weird.
So Streets is saying that's Mariah Carey's sister, which we know, if you look at anything about her, she's had trouble with drugs and all that. And I'm going to need Mariah's side, which I think Mariah addresses several times before. But I guess the lady, the dope man's wife, is her TikTok. So she has all kind of stories about how she has this rich sister.
To strangle her with a cord, a ripped cord from a video game console controller. That didn't work. I went to her room, opened a drawer at the very bottom to the right. I pulled out a hammer. I went back in the living room, and you kind of get the gist from there. And she was out pretty quickly. Kind of tried to play dead at first, but then I finished it.
You're still alive?
She was still alive.
And you went in there and you kind of grabbed those brains?
Yeah.
And that's when you reached in and grabbed the brain?
Yeah, I kicked at it a bit. Then I just, that was kind of silly, but then I just decided to reach in and kind of just do it.
Mm-hmm. And then what did you do after that?
Then I had sex with her corpse.
You did? Mm-hmm. Did you come inside her?
I did, actually.
Have you ever done that before, had sex with her?
No, I haven't, actually.
This is just the first time?
Oh, yeah, I lost my virginity to a corpse.
No words on that dude. No words. He lost his virginity to a corpse.
To all the ladies, if your ass, if it's fake, I just want you to know I don't want none of it. Because see, I only deal with what's real in life. I don't deal with no fake shit. And that includes asses. Do you hear me?
Do y'all hear Pawpaw? Pawpaw said he ain't going to do it. So, yeah, this dude that was talking before, gross. So his name is Kevin Davis. And it says teenager lost virginity to mother's corpse after killing her with a hammer. He has been jailed for life, admitting the gruesome murder of his own mother, Kimberly Hill. He attacked his mother in a frenzied hammer attack, then had sex with her corpse, a court heard. He was only 18. He admitted to the gruesome murder of his 50-year-old mother, Kimberly Hill, in Corpus Christi, Texas, and he faces up to 99 years in jail. Today, a jury was shown his chilling interview with detectives after he handed himself in. He told officers how he initially tried to kill Mrs. Hill with the electric cord from a game console, but when his attempt failed, he retrieved the hammer before striking his mother around 20 times. Asked what happened next, Davis said, I had sexual intercourse. I guess I lost my virginity to a dead corpse. After the murder, I hate when these things. After the murder, Davis remained in the apartment with the intention of killing his sister when she returned home, but he's decided against this and left home on a bicycle. I had my fill of killing. It seemed a little much, he told police. In a deeply disturbing interview, Davis told officers he had fantasized about killing his mom and his sister, that he would kill again if allowed. He described his perfect fantasy as dressing in a suit, decapitating a girl, and putting her in a dress before having sex with her corpse. It would be a night to remember, Davis said. Asked why he killed his mother, Davis said he was bored with life and didn't like people. I'm not mentally disturbed. I'm sane. I know what I did, he said during the interview. During his trial, Davis smiled and jurors smiled when he was identified by a witness. A jury took less than an hour to find him guilty. I don't know.
It has now been confirmed that there were not one but two white police officers involved in the murder of Tyree Nichols. This is one of the craziest turns of events that I've ever witnessed in a case about police brutality. But not at all surprising. Memphis PD and the media are literally controlling the narrative and protecting these white police officers. It takes an immeasurable amount of disrespect for them to think that they can get away with this. I've never been a huge believer in the media controlling narratives and pushing agendas, but honestly, I'm not too sure nowadays. There are three things that I will always do with my platforms. One, I will always ask the right questions that aren't being asked. Two, I will always provide you with the answers to those questions once I've attained them. And three, I will always suggest to provide holistic plans of actions and solutions. If not on TikTok, always on Breathe Official page on Instagram.
There you have it.
Let's talk about the biggest rivalry in the human existence. I'm talking about the sibling rivalry.
You.
Whoa, easy. This is a family show.
Waffle House isn't fast food. It's a diner.
I don't think it's a
100% a diner. Like, even when we played basketball, you weren't playing basketball.
I was winning, though, because I was bigger and more stronger and faster than you.
I would easily be able to hold my own, Travis.
You would get destroyed if you tried to line up and play center.
I guarantee you Devontae Adams could hold his own on an NBA court.
You're out of your mind. It ain't a rivalry unless you win something.
You weren't winning everything. You were winning the majority of it, but you were not winning everything.
If you won, it was because I felt bad and just wanted to This isn't even close.
Keep your composure, man.
I've never had good composure.
My mom mentioned my brother's her favorite. Until I get kids in the family, I will be second to Jason.
I'm not buying none of this.
What do you mean?
Can you be comfortable enough to let me tell a story without feeling like I'm attacking your masculinity?
You calling me a bitch, bro? Ooh, JT can't leave the house.
That's right. I used to powerbomb you all the time growing up.
That's the big, strong boy that stay inside because he's so immature.
You're going to go in the Hall of Fame. You have more Pro Bowls. You have more All-Pros. Let me have the Super Bowl, okay? Just stop being selfish.
That was a full-on temper tantrum.
If there's anybody that knows how to get under my skin, it's Travis Kelce.
All right now. All right now.
That is like, talk about twins not liking each other, but then you have two brothers facing each other in the Super Bowl. Like, I mean, that's the crux of life. You're both winning regardless, but I feel like Kelsey needs to defeat his big brother. I mean, his big brother's talking a lot of stuff, so yeah, Kelsey, you can't be out there being old like you got your brother. I think this will be like the ultimate competition, man. Like, you got your sibling. Talk about a sibling rivalry. Like, this is good. This is going to be a good Super Bowl.
Israel attacked Iran. According to U.S. officials, Israel carried out a drone operation targeting at least one defense compound in Iran last night, with the drones believed to have actually been launched from inside Iran, as it appears the factories that were providing Russia with missiles have been badly damaged in the attack, with Iran calling the strikes cowardly and saying that such attacks will not impact their determination for a peaceful nuclear program.
Stay prayed up, y'all. I keep telling y'all about this whole thing with just everything that's going on. Don't pay so much attention to Jake Paul putting poop in a girl's mouth, but you got to also pay attention to this stuff. And the fact that Taliban doesn't have night vision goggles, according to Trump. What a good gumbo soup of hot topics today. F is for Family is signing off, and I will be back with you guys tomorrow, mañana, for some more Disriana. I don't know what that means, but I like it. Bye.